Yeah, so I'm happy to see that the tomatoes are looking good. A lot of stuff is looking pretty darn good out here.
Hey, I don't think you're doing this right.
What?
It's supposed to be knee-high by the 4th of July.
Looks like it's up to your ears.
Cutting the first zucchini off the plant.
The first pick.
Normally I don't let them get this big, but this is a nice size for a zucchini parm. We got a few more coming in here. Hopefully they don't cull.
Yep, there hasn't been any bees, so I've been hand pollinating. And yesterday it was all male flowers that were open, and now it's just 2 female flowers. Mm-hmm. But I opened up one of the male flowers to get some pollen. Not sure how well it'll work.
Well, hopefully they won't cull. Hopefully we'll have some zucchini coming in steady now.
Yeah,
There's a lot of female blossoms in there that haven't opened yet. And hopefully we'll start getting some male and female open at the same time. But this is the first one of the season.
Oh, now she's picking the cukes.
Yep, it's that time. That's quite a batch of them.
There's a lot. Some way in the back, too, that are ready to pick.
Okay, holy cow. I have to get a batch of fresh pickles going right off the bat.
I know it. Some nice garlic, spicy garlic pickles.
Yes.
You don't pick them like that outdoors, do you, Mom?
No. Ouch.
Look at that. It always amazes me. Oh, we got a big one here. I gotta do some more pollinating.
Yeah. That's a nice slicer right there.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, that's a beauty.
Look at those. Alrighty. 13 cukes so far.
14.
14. That's
We
right.
picked one earlier.
That's right.
Okay.
From zucchini to zucchini parm. Yes, sir. So it's well into July now, and I haven't seen a bee in the garden yet. So I'm hand pollinating all the flowers, and it's working. I'll show you those zucchinis.
Well, they're ready. I've got a couple of them in here. That's a nice, I don't really want them any bigger than that. Look at that.
That got as big as the other one so quickly.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one over here. This is more like the size I like them.
But that was a good zucchini parm.
It was, and we'll have more. That's the size I like.
Yeah.
This one will be ready in 3 or 4 days. And there's another nice one coming right over here.
Okay. And there's another little one right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll be having zucchini every week. Cucumbers are coming in fast and furious right now. So I'm making a salad, cucumber salad. I don't have a specific recipe, but I use about equal parts of mayonnaise, sour cream, and then I give it a little drizzle of avocado oil just for some healthy fat. And as the cucumbers juice out during the day, this dressing will get a little lighter. Where's Mom got up here? You don't like cucumbers. Changing the count. So we got 35 from the greenhouse and 3 from the outside garden.
In my last video, I was showing a comparison of growing inside to outside with my cucumbers and my peppers. And there's no comparison, okay? The plants outside are looking horrible. Plants inside are just going nuts like they have for the 3 years that I have been growing the cucumbers indoors. And there were a lot of folks trying to inform me that inside the greenhouse is warmer than outside. It's more climate controlled. It's just a better atmosphere in the greenhouse. Well, I am aware of that, and that is why I built a greenhouse in the first place. And I think they missed the whole point of the video. The title was Grow Cucumbers Indoors for Maximum Yield, and that's what I was showing you. I also said in that video that I have always grown my cucumbers and peppers outside. Always have. And had great success with them. I've shown you my gardens here where the cucumbers were just awesome growing outside. But about 5 years ago, they were declining. 4 years ago, they were getting worse. And I experimented to see if the cucumbers would grow indoors, and they grow fabulous. And that was the whole point of the video. I did talk about the toxic rain that we're getting, and a lot of people don't agree with that. Maybe they're not getting the same stuff that we're being hit with here. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. But anyway, I just share my observations and was trying to show people that if you're having trouble growing cucumbers and peppers outside, move them inside. Now, I was doing this also from my observations of my friends' gardens, because all of my friends garden. And over the last about 5 years, they've had a lot of trouble growing these delicate plants, peppers and cucumbers, outdoors. Last week I showed you that bed. That was the best cucumbers that I had outdoors. Then I showed you this bed here, where in the same bed I have a few bean plants, a really piddly cucumber plant that's looking better right now, but we also have had barely any rain in the last week. So is that why the leaves are looking better? We'll see. But right next to it is a butternut plant that's doing really, really good. And the whole point of what I was saying is the cucumbers are less tolerant to the acid in the rain than the squash. So I'm furthering my experiments, and I am draping a plastic over one of the cucumber beds, and we'll see what happens. And I will report back in another week or so, where I'm not letting the rain fall directly on the leaves. And I'm feeding those well water. Although they will get more water that will just seep down in here from the rain, but the rain is not touching the leaves. And I'm going to do the same thing to that there. And I'm not trying to talk you in or out of anything. I'm simply sharing my observations with you. Nothing more and nothing less. And those of you that have been with me for a long time might remember this grill. I had found it at the dump back around 2017, and it was in good shape, and it still is. The exterior of it is, anyway. But on the inside, everything was intact, but the grills were rusty, pretty bad. So I had taken it apart, and I had soaked the grills in vinegar, and I got all the rust off of them, and I put it back together, and I've been using this grill ever since. But you know how grills are. They don't last forever. They get all rusty on the inside, and they end up going to the dump. Then I start looking at it again, and you know what? I think I can do a simple fix and get a few more years out of it. So I took the grills out of it, and I'm going to clean those up. These are all in good shape, but you see it's rusted right there, and they've fallen through. And those little tents that go over these are pretty much gone. The exterior burner has always worked great. I hate to throw this away. So I'm just going to put something new across here that these can sit on, and then put a piece of angle iron or something there. All of this down here, if this isn't in good shape, I'm going to replace this down here with part of this shovel. So we'll see what happens. Well, these are in really good shape. I don't see any reason to replace these. This is actually in decent shape. I think I'll just clean it out, see if I have to make any repairs. So sometimes when I'm doing a repair like this, I got to take a little jaunt out to my junk pile. Now here's some pieces of steel. This is real heavy. Real heavy pieces there. Lighter gauge. Some copper tubing. Steel tubing. Some aluminum. All kinds of stuff. But over here, I have the frame of an old Easy Up tent. I am going to cut a chunk off of that, and I'm sure I will find what I need. That ought to work. Let's go fix that grill. Good metal, and I put it aside because I knew sooner or later it could come in handy. And I just soaked these in vinegar just to loosen some of the rust, and I'm going to scrape that off. Honey, look who's coming to Din Din.
Bear, come on! We don't need you! Get!
I guess she told him.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go. There's a porky way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss.